Stop being a civilian, untrained loot drop. The purpose of today's video is to educate you on how to utilize survivability skills, patrolling techniques, and infantry tasks to keep you and your family alive in an austere and kinetic environment. Now, these environments could include, but are not limited to, a second American Civil War outbreak here in the United States, an SHTF or without rule of law event, or any sort of doomsday event that your family will be required to fight and survive in an austere environment. Now, far too often here in the United States, in the gun community, which is not a thing, guys think that it is completely acceptable to fill their safe with yet another rifle, rifle after rifle, handgun after handgun, equipment after equipment, and buying the best gear to keep themselves alive. This is a lie and a false reality that individuals try to surround themselves with and cope in, that if I buy the best rifle, the best plate carrier, the best helmet, and the best belt kit, then I will be prepared for any sort of without rule of law or infantry fighting scenario. This is a lie. Home defense is a far different thing than surviving in an austere environment as a Minuteman or infantryman or civilian infantryman to keep yourself and your family alive. So just having a rifle full of the lowest budget AR-15s or the highest budget AR-15s and 1,000 different staccatos or Glock pistols is not going to be what keeps you alive. Debating on the internet whether a 20-inch or a 10.3-inch barrel is the best is not important. The things that you should be focused on are everything that I'm going to try to refresh your memory on or educate you on here today. If you find today's video useful, hit the like button, share it with a buddy, consider donating to the Patreon or joining the Patreon, and leave your combat llama emojis down below. And let me know if this video serves as the reality check, and we'll put away the BCM of truth here and get out the notebook of truth. Let me know if this video serves as the reality check that you needed to get you and your family back on track. Because simply filling your gear room or your safe with all the ammunition and guns in the world, that is not even step number one. That might be step -1 because that is a given. Knowing how to do all of the things that I cover here today are what are the most important things other than the rifleman tasks that I've already taught you here on the channel. These are the most important things that I can teach you in a one-stop shop to keep you and your family alive. Stop lying to yourself. Simply owning a rifle or owning a Glock and a helmet and a plate carrier is not even the starting point, because guess what? If there's an enemy invasion, guess what they're going to have? Machine guns, rockets, tanks, and guess what? You have a plate carrier and a helmet. And so whatever your favorite doomsday scenario is, if you don't know the things that I'm about to try to educate you on or refresh your memory on, you will simply perish. So stop lying to yourself and telling yourself that just because I own my AR and my favorite LPVO, which are stupid, and that's a whole nother video for another day anyway, just because you own a rifle doesn't mean you're ready. So get a pen and paper if you haven't done so already, or pull out your phone, notebook, the Notes app on your phone, and anytime you hear something that you don't know, type it into the Notes app. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. If every single viewer right now hits the like button, that will help out this a ton. Let's get into the steps. All of this can be referenced in TC 3-21.8 and the United States Army Ranger Handbook, or any sort of publication that involves maneuvering tactics or patrolling in the United States here. All of this is unclassified information. I don't represent the War Department or the United States Army in any way. My pedigree, if you will, very briefly, I've been in the Army for 12 to 13 years as a senior non-commissioned officer, Sergeant First Class, okay? And though I'm not speaking as one today, I have extensive time in mechanized infantry, Arctic infantry, paratrooper infantry. I've been a platoon sergeant, everything from a rifleman all the way up to a platoon sergeant, and served in a reconnaissance units. So, and I'm a marksmanship master trainer and an expert infantryman. So, and a bunch of other stuff to include instructor. But the point is, everything I'm educating you on here today, I am in fact a subject matter expert, though I don't represent any organization or anything like that. These are the things you need to know in broken down in the easiest way I can get for you to understand. Somebody leave a timestamp for skip to 432 if you are just trying to be here for the meat and potatoes. Thank you so much. And if you do that, hit the like button on your way out. All right, step number 1. Don't forget nothing, okay? A lot of this is going to be referenced from Rogers Rangers, from the original Ranger checkpoints, and these are going to be brought in with a modern application and something that you can hopefully relate to and apply directly immediately. Don't forget nothing, meaning in a modern situation, attention to detail is survival. Small oversights cascade into fatal mistakes. How can we apply this? Standardize pre-combat checks, checking your water source, your magazines, batteries, and communications. Having a standardized checklist of how you will do this every single time is important. You cannot simply assume that your magazines are in good working order. You must check that they're in fact full and not full of debris. You must check all radios and communications and batteries, and check that water sources are in fact full, taped up, and actually serviceable before going on mission. Keep a micro notebook, whether it be a Write in the Rain, memorize patrol routes and observation points. Do a gear layout the same way every time before you go on a mission. What do I mean by that? If you're going to do any sort of mission ever, whether it be going to your favorite airsoft event, going to the range, whatever, do a layout the night before. Check for fresh batteries, check for rifle lubrication. Make sure that everything is actually tied down and secured properly. Make sure your suppressor is threaded properly so you don't rue it if that is a situation that you find yourself in your Minecraft Grand Theft Auto server. Do the things right the first time, doing a pre-combat inspection and pre-combat checks. Now, a gear layout is crucial. If you've never done one, you need to lay out your entire bag, make sure everything is waterproofed. But this is what we mean by don't forget nothing. Everything must be standardized across the board all the way. Keep your weapon clean, okay? Part number 2, keep your weapon clean, your kit ready, and be able to move at a moment's notice. I'll say that again because I know I talk very quickly. Keep your weapon clean, okay? Both your primary and secondary weapons clean, your kit ready, and be able to move at a minute's notice. Readiness is a constant. Your rifle and immediate gear must always be functional, okay? Don't take pride in your weapon being dirty because the internet tells you to have a dirty, destroyed weapon. Keep it lubricated, keep it clean, keep it zeroed with fresh batteries in the gun. An easy way for you to learn how to apply this is your AR-15 bolt carrier group is always clean, lubricated, your optics and batteries are fresh, whether it be on your PEC-15 or your whatever optic you're running, okay, whether your EOTech, right? Have 4 to 6 loaded magazines minimum staged at all times in your chest rig. Maintain a packed bag with medical equipment, water, and sustainment. You should always have a 48-hour bag ready to go at a minute's notice. Your team should also be able to step off within 60 seconds. That means if you're married, your spouse must also have her rifle, her handgun, and her go bag always ready and kit ready within a minute's notice. I.e., if you wake up in the middle of the night and your house is being burned down, you should be able to grab your kit and run. Point number 3, move like you're stalking a deer, okay? We're moving into patrolling techniques and survivability skills here. I want you to imagine you're moving through the destroyed rubble, the burned out rubble of your city or your area, or if you live in a wooded area, everything has been burned out due to artillery fire and due to drone strikes and fighting marauders in the street, and you have to bug out to survive because your house is gone, okay? Move like you're stalking a deer. Point number 3. See the enemy first. Detection is victory. Avoid being seen, heard, or tracked. Application. Slow, deliberate movement in the woods. Fast only in danger areas, i.e. bounding. Slow, deliberate movement. Stepping heel to toe, okay? Move like you're stalking a deer. See the enemy first. Use your optics, whether it be your magnifier or your ACOG, your rifle combat optic, and deliberately scan before stepping. Very deliberate movement. Being in a hurry to die is not a good look. Take your time getting to the objective. Break up your silhouette. Don't walk on ridge lines or open fields. Break up your silhouette. Have debris or vegetation above your shoulders to break up your overall silhouette. That way you don't blend in. Don't walk on the tops of hills or IV lines. That is a good way to die. Friendly reminder, guys, as my content is free, hit the like button. Thank you so much for doing that. I am going to time this video perfectly with hitting legs in the squat rack here behind me. So bear with me as I take a hit of pre-workout, and we're going to keep rolling right through here. We got about 10 to 15 more points to get to. But hit the like button if you got this far. Leave your combat llama emojis down below. Let me know which of these points are most refreshing to you. Step number 4. I want to go back to step number 3. Move like you're stalking a deer. See the enemy first. Use your night vision device appropriately. Adjust it appropriately for your average engagement distance. That way you can detect the enemy first. Don't backlight yourself. If you activate a white light or IR light behind a building or a structure, you could backlight yourself. Okay, very bad idea, good way to die. Step number 4, or point number 4, report honestly what you see. Intelligence is everything. The bad intel kills teams. Exaggeration or assumptions ruin operations. I.e., if you see what you perceive to be 3 or 4 guys, enemy combatants, marauders, raiders, don't just say you saw 20 of them, because your team will act on this. Bad intelligence will get you killed in a grid down scenario. So report honestly what you see. Intelligence is everything. Bad intel kills teams. Exaggerations or assumptions ruin operations. Use a salute report format for everything. Let's write this down. Size, activity, location, uniform, time, and equipment. I say again, size, activity, location, uniform, time, and equipment. A salute report. This is how you will communicate everything. An example would be, I see a 2-man element digging a hole. Location is 400 meters that direction. If you're not operating with a larger unit, they're wearing fatigues and multicam. Time, local time, right now. That's why you always have a watch on you. And equipment, they're carrying AR-15s with a Javelin rocket. Okay, that's going to tell you and your team a lot. This is why you always need a tiny notebook for like a Write in the Rain notebook to always record things, to write details down. Your phone is not going to be a thing, unfortunately for you. That's why you should have a Write in the Rain and a good wristwatch. Immediately avoid, I think. Stick to observed facts only. Debrief after every patrol. Every patrol you go on, you must conduct a debrief and after-action review. If you don't do this, you will most certainly fail, okay? Step number 5, or point number 5, never take unnecessary risks. I'm going to say that again, because a lot of the guys that saw the title of this video are going to be super upset. All they equated the title of today's video is, this guy's in the army or something, he's an infantryman, he thinks we're trash. That's not the case. But never make unnecessary risks. Breaking contact and living to fight another day is always better, okay? Always break contact and try to live another day. So step number 5, or point number 5, never take unnecessary risks. Discipline prevents casualties, okay? Only risk lives for actual gain. Application. Don't enter unknown structures or choke points. Don't pursue fleeing enemies blindly. Break contact early if ambushed outside. Avoid hero syndrome. Survival is better than your ego. I'm going to say a couple of those again. Don't enter unknown structures or choke points. A choke point being a natural choke point where you could die. I have a whole video on that. Go look it up, Fatal Funnels. Don't pursuing a fleeing enemy blindly. You're here to survive. If you're trying to rout the enemy and destroy them on the route, probably a bad idea. You're probably going to get ambushed. Break contact early if ambushed outside your objective and avoid hero syndrome. Point 6, march single file, spaced out so one shot can't hit 2 men. Either a file or a wedge. Space out so one shot cannot kill 2 men, or one burst cannot kill 2 men. Move single file or space so one shot cannot hit 2 men. Spacing preserves combat power. Don't give an enemy an easy one target. Bigger gaps saves ammunition for the enemy, or causes the enemy more ammunition and makes them have to work harder to kill you and your team in your Minecraft video game server. 5 to 10 meter spacing when in the woods, 10 to 15 meter spacing in open terrain. Use hand and arm signals, whether it be halt, freeze, wedge, file. Use hand and arm signals. The point man should be slow. The rear security check should be conducted for your trail element. Break formations only to clear danger areas, i.e. there should never be a break in communication or a visual sight. Hopefully this is helpful for my audience. Spread out in swamps or soft ground to avoid tracks. This is point number 7. Spread out in swamps or soft ground to avoid tracks and tracking. Countertracking and stealth matter and stealth matter in a without rule of law world with human pursuers. Humans are the greatest predators or hunters in the world. So counter-tracking and stealth matter in a grid down scenario. Humans are the greatest predators. So how do we conduct this? We spread out in swamps or soft ground to avoid leaving tracks. Move on hard surfaces when possible. Creek beds, rocky ground. Step on logs and stones to reduce printing. Drag a leafy branch behind you if needed to break sign. Avoid creating a predictable trail back to your base. Keep in mind, the enemy may have working dogs or duty dogs. These working dogs are able to track you regardless of what you do unless you break your scent through water. If it's an Arctic environment, you cannot break your scent through water because you'll die. So, good luck. This is one of the hardest points. Point number 7, to spread out in swamps or soft ground to avoid tracks. Okay? Keep moving. Point number 8. Keep moving until dark when on the march. Keep moving until dark when on the march. Minimize exposure. Movement is safer at night. Daylight is dangerous. Move long distances during low light conditions if equipped. Use darkness to approach objectives. Rest or hide during peak daylight to reduce drone or UAV detection. Time major movements for dawn dusk to avoid thermal detection. Stand 2 is not just when the sun goes up and the sun comes down, sunrise and sunset. That is not what stand 2 100% security means. It also means when the enemy is most likely to maneuver or attack on you. So there's 3 different applications for stand 2. When the sun comes up, when the sun comes down, because that's when the sunlight will be in your eyes, the French and Indian, right? So what you need to apply here is you need to move until dark while on the march. Okay? Time major movements for dawn, dusk, and avoid thermal detection. Good luck, my friend. Point number 9. When you camp, half stay awake while half sleep. Point number 9. When you camp, half will stay awake while half sleep. Security never sleeps. Every halt is a possible ambush. How can you apply this? 2 men rotating, security always up, even in a hide site. Nod equipment and equipped member on first rotation if available. Whoever's on watch must have night vision capability. Enforce noise and light discipline. Keep boots on and rifle within arm's reach. So many soldiers want to take both of their boots off in a field environment. This is stupid. One boot comes off, one sock comes off, change that sock, put the boot back on. Now you move on to the next foot. The boot comes off, the sock comes off, put the sock back on, put the boot back on. You never take off both boots because you have to assume that the enemy combatant is going to jump in your fighting position with both boots off. What are you going to do then? Okay? Or you have to move because a grenade lands in your hole. Enforce noise and light discipline. You shouldn't be smoking. Your watch, if you have an electronic watch, should be taped. Your GPS should be taped up. Everything should be inspected prior to moving out. Separate prisoners. Control information, okay? Separate prisoners. If you take prisoners, I'm gonna give you the high points here. If you take a prisoner in a doomsday scenario, separate them always. Control the information. Prevent collusion or escape between your prisoners. Zip tie detainees separately. Search thoroughly for hidden weapons or communications. Document who they are and what they say if applicable. Never allow captured personnel to observe your base layout. Document who they are and what they say. Never allow captured personnel to observe your base layout. Search them thoroughly, detain them thoroughly, keep them separated. Point number 11. Never use the same route twice. Predictability kills. Assume you're being tracked or watched. Never use the same route twice. Rotate routes in your area of operation. Never return home using the same way you left. Use random zigzags or dog legs throughout terrain to avoid linear danger areas. That's a road or a power line or any sort of opening. Assume ambushes are going to be on your path every time. Always assume you're going to be ambushed. Every time you go anywhere, assume you're going to be ambushed, okay? So never use your same route twice. That was point 11. Gonna hit it one more time, and I'm gonna hit my pre-workout one more time, and we're almost done. We got about 5 more good points. Hit the like button if this was useful. Share it with a buddy. Leave a combat llama emoji down below, or let me know which of these points were most helpful to you. Cheers. All right, point number 12. Maintain spacing regardless of team size. Whew, spicy pre-workout. I'm about to hit legs here in a second. Already did my cardio. Let me know what you guys are doing. Chest, back, legs, or you want a cut or a bulk. Point number 12. Maintain spacing regardless of team size. Maintain spacing regardless of team size. Prevent the enemy from identifying the size or formation of your elements. Break into buddy teams to cross large terrain. One team scouts ahead, another watches flank, one trails. Avoid all clustered formations, except when breaking contact. Maintain radio checks at intervals instead of bunching up. One team scouts ahead, another watches the flank, one trails. Don't bunch up, maintain spacing regardless of your team size. If you're just 2 people, lots of space. If you're 4 people, lots of space, okay? Point number 13, move before daylight. Dawn is the most dangerous time. Be gone before others wake. Move before daylight. Patrols step off 30 to 60 minutes before the first light. Use dawn to reposition closer to an objective or exfil before detection. Break camp in darkness. Leave no visible trace. Use dawn to reposition your element closer to an objective before exfil is detected. Point 14. Don't bunch up when you find the enemy. Soldiers want to bunch up because they get blood crazed, okay? They get bloodthirsty. Don't bunch up when you find the enemy. People get scared. This will be you too. You want to bunch up next to somebody else because when people are shooting at you, you want to be closer to people because it makes you feel more safe. Think about dogs. They get closer to each other when they're scared. That's what happens to humans when they get shot at or bombed, mortared, right? Artillery. So make sure you don't bunch up. Even when you find the enemy, okay? Don't bunch up when you find the enemy or become in contact with the enemy. Don't bunch up, okay? Bunching up equals casualties. Spread out, creating firing angles. Fan out immediately upon contact. Flank with buddy team instead of rushing forward in a frontal assault. Flank with a buddy team instead of rushing forward in a frontal assault. Maintain crossfire discipline. Avoid friendly arcs of fire. Use terrain to break up line of sight and divide enemy fire. Don't bunch up when you find the enemy. Point number 15. If surprised, drop to the ground and stay still. If you're surprised by something, drop to the ground and stay still. That is halt. Freeze means don't move. You freeze in place. Halt means take a knee or get down. Halt. If you are surprised, drop to the ground and stay still. The first movement in contact decides survival. Movement draws enemy bullets. Hit the dirt instantly. Don't look around. Don't talk. Identify direction of fire before moving. Crawl to cover. Don't sprint blindly. Let the point man make the first call. Hit the dirt instantly. Don't look around. Wait for you. Hear the direction of the bullets and then do distance, direction, and description. Point 16. Retreat by bounds. Slow enough to avoid showing panic. If you panic, the enemy will pursue and kill you. Retreat by bounding. Slow enough to avoid showing panic. Controlled withdrawal prevents collapse and pursuit. Use break contact drills. One element fires while another element moves. Move 5 to 10 meters at a time. Communicate with simple hand and arm signals or radio communication. Lay smoke only if it doesn't give away your escape route. Lay smoke only if it doesn't give away your escape route. Point 17. In close terrain, don't reveal yourself until firing. Ambushes win fights. Stay invisible until your first shot counts. Point 17. In close terrain, don't reveal yourself until firing. Ambushes win fights. Stay invisible until your first shot counts. Use camouflage, shadows, and natural concealment. Set up L-shaped ambush points in kill zones or near kill zones with a clear line of fire. Suppressed rifle, reduce first round signature if available. First fire only when your shot guarantees a hit. Suppressors are not for just noise. Suppressors are to keep you alive, okay? Your suppressor will keep you alive. If you have a white light like I have right here, to make sure that that thing is on something where it will not become activated on its own. Use suppressed weapons, 11.5, okay? 11.5 inch gun with a suppressor, a EOTech, or an aim point, and you will be good to go, or an ACOG rifle combat optic, okay? Where was I? In close terrain, okay? Point 17, in close terrain, don't reveal yourself until firing. Suppressed rifles reduce first round signature if available. Fire only when your shot guarantees a hit or suppression. Fire only when your shot guarantees a hit or suppression. Point 18, don't stand when the enemy closes. Point 18, don't stand when the enemy closes. Stay low. Standing exposes you to high angle fire. Use prone or kneeling behind cover. Avoid silhouetting yourself on ridge lines or high ground. Crawl or low walk between cover instead of sprinting upright. That means move low to the ground. Only rise when bounding or fighting through a position. Don't stand when the enemy closes. Point 19, last one. If you got this far, leave a 19 down below. Let me know if you learned something today. Thank you so much. We're going to get into this last point. If you want to join the Patreon for behind the scenes content, do that. I'll send you a link to the Discord server. It's only $5 a month. Thank you so much. Leave your combat llama emojis. Let me know if this was useful. Let's get into the last point. Share the video with a buddy who thinks they know it all, but they need some training. Point 19. Last thing on that tangent. Get a reputable instructor. Don't just go out and get some knucklehead to teach you something stupid. Have someone that's been there and done that teach you that skill. Ask for their credentials, right? I gave you my credentials at the beginning of the video. Subject matter expert on this task. If you want to do something that is going to keep you alive, get a reputable instructor. There's a lot of frauds in this industry. Last point. Let the enemy get close. Deliver your shot, then close and finish. I say again, let the enemy get close. Deliver your shot, then close and finish. Close range aggression breaks enemy morale and ends fighting quickly. Take the first accurate shot inside realistic AR-15 effective range. 300 meters, good to go. 400 meters, probably still good to go, okay? 11.5 inch is what I recommend. Rifle combat optic ACOG, aim point, or EOTech. Take the first shot inside of AR-15 effective range, followed with controlled pairs. Dominate the initiative. If you're inside within 25 meters, violence of action wins. Push, flank, overwhelm. If you're inside 25 meters, push, flank, overwhelm. Violence of action. That is when you're going to use those controlled pairs on that enemy combatant. Use your rifle first. Transition to your handgun only when necessary. Okay. If you got this far, this was big boy talk for big boy rules. Don't be a civilian loot drop. The purpose of my channel is to educate you and entertain you, both, right? Hopefully this was both educational and entertaining. I'm about to hit leg day. The squat rack you see behind me is about to be put to good use. Hopefully you are putting your squat rack to good use, getting your steps in, and being a good member of society, a prepared Minuteman, and not just another liability that we're going to have to pick up off the battlefield because you couldn't carry your own weight or maneuver on your own. If you got this far, thank you so much for being here. Let me know what your favorite go-to rifle is. Let me know if any of these points. I want to know, what is your go-to pistol or rifle? Let me know down below. I look forward to reading those comments for the real ones that got this far. Leave that stone face emoji, like the based Giga Chad rock face emoji. Leave those if you got this far in the video. Leave those and let me know what your favorite rifle builds. All the noobs, the guys that aren't committed to this kind of thing, they will have left after they saw the title and they would have just left. So let me know what your favorite rifle build is. Hopefully this was helpful to you. And remember, BCM is the lowest entry standard for you, not some of the other brands, okay? To put some of the consumerism in the chat, okay? Thanks for being here, guys. And until next time, this is going to be Trench Grenade, your average. Here's some infantry skills to help keep you alive. Video enjoyer that your mom says that we have at home, signing out. Cheers. Time to hit legs.